Telltale Games used to be one of the biggest names in gaming. The developers of classics such as The Walking Dead, The Wolf Among Us, Tales from the Borderlands, Batman and Batman the Enemy Within, and their magnum opus, Minecraft Story Mode. They used to be a powerhouse before their management took them around the back and executed them in 2018. If you're like me, hi, and are hungry for more of the great writing, hard choices, and brilliant characters that Telltale is great at, then let me tell you about Dispatch. Dispatch is a new upcoming game from Ad Hoc Studio who has some ex-Telltale developers in their ranks. The game sees you step into the shoes of Robert Robertson, a hero by the name of Mecha Man. After losing his suit and being essentially powerless, he's enlisted by the Superhero Dispatch Network to help send superheroes to crimes around the city in exchange for a brand spanking new suit. It's up to you to lead this band of 8 misfits, get them to work together, and not have them kill each other along the way. Recently, a demo was released for Dispatch thanks to Steam Next Fest, and after playing it for about 30 to 40 minutes, I absolutely loved what I saw, and by the time it ended, I was bitterly disappointed I couldn't play more. No, don't tell me that's the end. Dispatch's demo will show you everything you need to know about the game whilst keeping a few things hidden for when the game releases. Firstly, you get introduced to a few key players in the story. You've got Mr. Bobby Bob Bobertson, voiced by Jesse Pinkman himself. A down-on-his-luck superhero who is now having to do his most dangerous mission yet, working in a call center. There's also Chase, voiced by Jeffrey Wright, a former speedster whose speed has caused him to age rapidly and look like a Black Einstein.
You gonna tell me why you look like Black Einstein?
That was my fucking joke. Erin Duvett, a Telltale alumni, is back as Blonde Blazer, whose name I only know thanks to IMDb. And of course, there are your 8 so-called heroes you'll be looking after. Voice talents range from seasoned actors Laura Bailey and Travis Willingham to internet personalities turned voice actors like Alana Pierce, Jacksepticeye, and the Moist King himself. Each of the characters you meet feel like they have a lot of depth to them. Like, take Robert for example. You can clearly tell the loss of his mech has caused him to spiral, and he has those first day on the job jitters throughout the entire demo. However, I bet the journey he goes on will make him realise that there is more to him than just a dude in a big mech. Or how about Chase, who is easily the best character so far. He had to give up his powers due to it rapidly aging him, but you can tell that he yearns for his hero days and desperately wants any excuse to use them again. Boy! I get the feeling we're going to learn a lot more about each character, and despite the short time the demo gives you with them, I feel like I got a clear understanding of each one of them. When Telltale Games' writing was on point, you connected with even the most basic of side characters, and I feel like Ad Hoc is nailing that here. On top of that, I was surprised to see familiar traits of Telltale Games' titles here as well, such as multiple dialogue options to select, and the infamous blank will remember that. It was a bit surreal seeing these in a game again, but in a way, it was like seeing an old friend, so that was a nice feeling. I was sad to see that there's no way to pick silence when given the dialogue options. I thought silence was a valid option. What the hell? Finally, there's the main gameplay, which is what I was looking forward to the most. I don't think I'm alone in this when I say that the main draw of Telltale Games' titles were the stories. Gameplay didn't really have a lot going for it apart from an exploring section that would pop up once in a blue moon. Dispatch's main gameplay will involve you sending the heroes out to tend to crime in a city. Every time a crime pops up, you have to figure out which hero will give you the best result. There are 5 different stats, these being intelligence, charisma, mobility, vigor, and combat, with each hero having different strengths and weaknesses. For example, a request comes through asking for one of the heroes to help a child get their balloon back without making them cry. With that information, you have to check each hero's stats to see who is best suited for the job and not fuck it up in the process. I really liked this. It was fun trying to figure out which one is the better pick, and watching the score come back, wondering if you had picked the right one, was very nail-biting. I do hope that your performance during these segments has an effect on the story in some way. Like, imagine if you royally fuck up on every assignment and the team then lambasts you in the next cutscene. That would be awesome. The demo also did have other minigames, such as hacking that requires you to move this ball around and input a code. Finally, my Helldivers 2 training is paying off. It also appears that there is another minigame with surveillance cameras that we'll be using to assist the heroes. But unfortunately the demo ended here, and let me tell you, I cannot wait until the full game releases. Dispatch looks like it has the ability to take the Telltale formula to new heights, and I am all for it. If you haven't checked the demo out yet, it's on Steam for the grand old price of a gasp of fresh air. You honestly won't be disappointed with this short little snippet of a new game with a lot of potential. Now, if you excuse me, I'm going to take a trip back to 2012, pop in The Walking Dead, and cry like PewDiePie did at the end.
Pussy! 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 Fucking pussy!